But essentially, I mean, of course, you are really a theatre animal, and then having left the Almeida, you've come back regularly, as I said, first of all here, and now, of course, to the Prince of Homburg. How did this play come up for you?
Michael wanted to do it. Coincidentally, we'd both seen Neil Bartlett's production together and enjoyed it very much at the Lyric Hammersmith, and it had sort of stayed with us. I'd known it before, not because I'd seen it, but the Royal Exchange, where I worked a bit, had a production with Tom Courtenay and James Maxwell. And there was a very famous production by the great German director Peter Stein with Bruno Ganz. So it was sort of in my head, but I'd always been a little uncertain about it. And it's a very uncertain-making play. It's sort of the point of it as we rehearse it. One thing happens and something immediately seems to contradict it. But that's the play's energy. And Michael wanted to hear it read and asked me to read the Elector, and I did. And then the Donmar decided they wanted to do it, and Michael asked Jonathan Mumby to direct it, just as he was doing Life is a Dream in here, another dream play. And I was very pleased that Jonathan wanted me to play the Elector, so off we went.
Right. I mean, it must be quite different now, being an actor for hire rather than somebody who's setting the artistic policy. So now you have depended on others to make projects for you.
Yes, the kindness of acquaintances, friends, and the occasional stranger. But I suppose I don't do it a lot. I can sort of phone up and make suggestions. Certain actors can do that and get listened to. If the suggestions don't always get accepted, and nor should they be. But it is interesting, and maybe you were going on to ask it, but people do say, do you miss the Almeida? And of course, I've told you some of the reasons I might miss it. But it was 13 years, and we both of us wanted to do something else. Jonathan particularly, apart from 2 productions he'd done at the National, not bad for outside work when you're at the Almeida, but he hadn't really spread his wings as a director, and he was particularly interested in opera. And so in a way he was anxious to work in other parts of the world with other companies, with other people, and create his production of Don Giovanni just opened at Glyndebourne on Sunday, for example. And I suppose I wanted to get back to acting without having the rest of my brain occupied with the things that Michael and other people who run theatres are, like fundraising and so on, and all of that. I wanted a breather from that. But the thing I do miss about it is being able to walk into the back of the auditorium any night I wanted and sort of take the temperature, just see bits from behind the audience about how it was going. I think the perfect gift for me would be to have a pass for any theatre at any time, where I could just slip in and slip out on a regular basis.